I need to know, I need to know, I need to know. You need to know, you need to know, you need to know. We all need to know. What do you need to know? What do I need to know? What do we need to know? Life is about positive and negative. You will have friends, you will have enemies. But make sure your enemies are no more than your friends. Make sure your enemies are no more than your friend. Let it maybe 50-50, or your friend can be 70, your enemy can be 30, so that you can live your life in peaceful. But how do you now understand your enemy? Because a lot of times, most people that we call our enemies, they may not be our enemies. So how do we understand that this is my enemy, this is your enemy? How do we understand them? By dealing with them in all areas of life. So understanding your enemies requires patience. You need to be patient with them, because at the end you may be the one that is even the enemy of that person. You have to be observed. You have to have observation. Observe them, and sometimes even empathy. Put yourself in their shoe. So let's see some of the things that you can put in place. Number one is identify the root cause. The root cause of the problem. Ask yourself, why is this person against me? Is it personal? Is it professional? Maybe because of you are working together, or misunderstanding. Maybe you both of you misunderstood each other. Are they jealous, threatening, or just natural combative? Maybe they are threatening because of your position, because of your skill, because of your knowledge. Because some people can also do such a thing. Number two, how to understand your enemy. Analyze their action, not just their words. Analyze their actions, not just their words. Because people may say one thing but act differently. They can say, oh, they love you, and they act differently. They can say they hate you, and they say otherwise. So watch their behavior over time. Watch them by putting them under observation. Look for patterns. Do they attack only when others are watching? Do they avoid direct confrontation? For you to be able to deal with your enemy, to understand them very well. Number three, things you need to do. Consider their perspectives. Consider their perspective. If you want to understand your enemies, make sure you consider their perspective. What do they gain from opposing you? Why are they opposing you? What is their gain? Are they acting out of insecurity, inferiority complex, competition, revenge, or something else? Maybe they are jealous. Maybe they are competing with you. So you have to know all these things. If you are in their shoes, will you act the same way? Are you going to act the same way? Because you can be blaming others. Oh, why you do this? Why? If you are in their shoe, that's why you have to have empathy. If you are in their shoe, are you going to react the same way they are also reacting? Number four, how to understand your enemy. Observe how they treat others. Observe how they treat others. How are they treating others? How do they treat others? Privately, publicly. So, are they against you, or do they behave this way with everyone? Because at times you may be thinking they are against you. You may be thinking they are just this, but that's their character generally. Until you confront them that this is what you are doing, I don't like it. But are they doing it directly to you only, or to others? So you have to know that. So you observe how they treat others, not only you. If they target multiple people, it may be their personality rather than something personal. So if that is what they are doing to everybody, that means you are not the only one. That means you must not take offense, because that's their character. You cannot change anybody. Nobody can change anybody, but you can change yourself for you to change others. When your character, your attitudes are good towards others, they will be compelled to be good to you. Number five, how to deal and how to understand your enemies. Look for weaknesses and blind spots. Look for weaknesses from your own perspective, from your own side and their own side, and the blind spot. What do I mean? No enemy is perfect, just like you are not perfect. Where do they sleep up? Where do they sleep up? Where is their weaknesses? Where is their strength? Maybe in words, in action, in food, they are careless in one way or the other. So you have to know their weaknesses and blind spot. Do they have emotional triggers? Pride, arrogance, overconfidence, a tendency to underestimate others. So you have to know that for you to be able to deal with them. Number 6, text their limit. You need to text their limit. How do you text their limit? Sometimes small interaction can reveal a lot. For me, if I meet you in just within 30 minutes, I can tell who are you, what type of character you can do. I may not be able to say all, but at least I'll be able to know some of the points that when we are interacting, I'll be able to know. So sometimes small interaction can reveal a lot by testing their limit. Try being neutral or even kind. See how they react. Do they often up or double down? Do they often up or do they soften up or double down? So you have to know that. So when you test their limit, you'll be able to know, okay, this is how I'll be dealing with this person. This is because when you are taking enemy, when are you going to have friends? Number 7, how to understand your enemies. Number 7, gather intel from others. Gather intel from others. What do I mean? If you have mutual contact, listen to what they say about your enemies. Others might often insight into their motivation, fears, or past action. Others might offer insight. They may be able to tell you what makes them to be afraid, their past action, what they have done to others, and how others treated them for them to calm down. Number 8, how to understand your enemy. Don't let bias blind your mind. This is the ultimate. Don't let bias blind your mind. What do I mean? Sometimes we assume someone is our enemy when it is just miscommunication. You can be pointing somebody that this is my enemy, whereas you are the enemy to that person. Why? Because of miscommunication, misunderstanding. So you may be thinking that that person is your enemy, and whereas you are the enemy to that person. Be open to the idea that they might not be as hostile as they seem, because some people can portray them black, that oh, they are bad, they are this, that. So you too, you want to take action based on what you heard. So you have to know them, you have to study them, you have to be able to move closer to them. Don't listen to biased mind towards others, because others, we are also having biased mind towards you until you are able to relate to them and with them. So you have to be open to idea that they might not be as hostile as they seem. So you have to know how to deal with your enemy. These are just a few points I just want to put down so that you will not be making more enemies instead of making more friends. Life is about making more friends, because your best friend today will be your enemy tomorrow. And those people that you are calling your best enemy are once time your best friend. So live life with love. And as my mentor used to say, let love lead. Nobody is perfect, just like you are not perfect. Nobody is your enemy, in as much you don't want to be enemy to others. Treat others the way you want them to treat you. God bless you. If you have any question or you have contribution, you can also put it on the comment section. God bless you. Shalom.